Okay, I've cut my line, I've got my banjo, I've got my collar. I lay a piece of tape on my bench and I mark a 5/16 gap in between my lines. You can see after cutting the line, the end's kind of squished and not really round. I take a pair of pliers and straighten that out a little bit and get the round tubular look again. So then I lay the line right there on my marks. I just take a straight razor and go around and then come back and slice it and peel it off. And sometimes I straighten that line out just a little bit. I didn't cut all the way around. And I undercut the amount of tubing they tell you to cut off. I don't cut quite as much off because I don't want my braided line to really show when it's all done. So what I do is take the collar, slide it up over there, and slide it over the sheathing on the line and spin it. Don't allow the line to spin. And it's not easy. And you can see how the tubing's right at the end? Okay, now I take my banjo and the end is threaded. This threads into the line. So you want to thread the banjo into the inner tubing. And then when the banjo starts threading into the collar, you don't want the collar to spin. You've got to hold the line and the collar. And it's not easy to get started. You got to kind of wiggle it in there and get it in there and push and spin. You'll know once it gets going. Like I said, turn the banjo, not the collar. As you can see, it's spinning in there now. And I'm holding it with my thumbs and it sucks. So I thread it all the way in like that. And then what you can do is you can leave this loose just a little bit. That way you can still spin the banjo around. That way when you're finishing your lines aren't all twisted when you go ahead and hook them up. That way you can give it that final adjustment and always, spin in like you're threading it on. So, because once the banjo itself threads in, it'll just continue to spin enough to where you can straighten out your lines. And then when you're all done getting your lines hooked up on the bike, you can spin the collar down and tighten it. Don't over tighten it, and tighten it onto the banjo, and that's it.